Think about the last time you watched a video about ancient history. Even though you were looking at ruined cities from thousands of years ago, the scene probably wasn't silent. When the screen shows the 18th century BCE, like this carving of the Babylonian king Hammurabi standing before the sun god Shamash, a specific type of music almost always swells in the background. The reality is, humanity has zero audio recordings from 4,000 years ago. We possess a complete historical vacuum regarding what the streets of Babylon or the temples of Egypt actually sounded like. To fill that vacuum, modern media relies on a rigid, highly engineered formula. Producers type a very specific prompt into audio libraries, demanding a track that feels mysterious, ancient, and immersive. The sweeping, mystical atmosphere playing under these documentaries is a constructed cinematic illusion. It operates entirely to dictate the emotional tone of the scene. If we look closely at that production prompt, the first instruction requires traditional Middle Eastern instrumentation to act as the melodic core. It starts with the oud. The prominent, pear-shaped body and deep strings of this lute create a culturally specific bass line that anchors the entire melody. Then, composers layer in the ney. The breathy, hollow timbre of this simple bamboo flute suggests extreme age and vast distance. Next comes the duduk. This double-reed woodwind produces a mournful, resonant cry that injects immediate emotional gravity into the composition. Finally, the qanun provides the background detail. Its rapidly plucked texture fills out the track with complex, cascading layers of notes. Combining these specific instruments creates a rapid auditory shortcut. Before a narrator speaks, your brain hears those timbres and registers the setting as the ancient Middle East. Beneath that melody, the prompt calls for a specific foundation. It explicitly requests traditional percussion elements, namely the frame drum and the darbuka. But there is a strict mathematical constraint attached to these drums. The tempo must stay exactly between 70 and 80 beats per minute. The pulsing 70 to 80 BPM timeline perfectly aligns with a human EKG heartbeat line. By mirroring a resting heartbeat, the track induces physiological calm. This slow, steady pace ensures the music never competes with the narrator's voice for your attention. The epic and calm mood requested by the creators serves as a functional tool. It manages viewer psychology while protecting the clarity of the script. The final layer of the prompt's recipe removes the music from the recording studio and places it into a physical space through environmental sound design. The prompt asks for subtle desert wind ambience. This continuous, hissing audio cue makes the listener feel isolated in a harsh, expansive landscape. Next, editors apply a mechanical audio effect called temple-like reverberation. This artificially extends the time it takes for the sound to decay, manipulating the acoustic reflections. Because our ears use sound delay to gauge room size, this heavy reverb forces your brain to visualize melodies echoing off massive stone walls. Through these subtle spatial cues, a flat, dry studio recording is transformed into a three-dimensional, fully immersive historical world. When you layer the traditional melodies, the heartbeat pulse, and that temple-like reverb, the result is a highly effective sonic template. This precise assembly of melody and tempo is designed for a specific type of utility. It provides a standardized copyright-free asset that creators can use to fill the silence of a documentary without distracting from the primary narration. Compare that highly polished modern soundscape to the raw, unglamorous reality of an actual archaeological site. The silent mud brick ruins of Babylon offer no sweeping strings or haunting flutes. This formula has become the universal language for historical media. Whether you are browsing YouTube or watching a high-budget documentary, these specific flutes and pulses are what the modern world now recognizes as the sound of the past. Ultimately, the ambient soundscape in antiquity is a constructed atmosphere. It fills the silence of the archaeological record with a predictable emotional texture, ensuring that even when we look at degraded mud bricks, we feel the immersive sense of wonder we've been conditioned to expect.